Hey Jonathan, how you doing? Okay, I thought I'd show you this. I might make a complete balls of it, but hey, let's go. The F-14, hold on. Yeah, the F-14B Tomcat. Here it is on board the on board a fleet carrier. I don't know which one it is. You can see the heat haze coming off the back here, and it's nighttime at the moment, but we'll be changing that. So we're just off the coast of San Francisco, and we're going to make a small flight. I have not yet successfully landed this thing because, well, I can't get it to slow down quick enough to land. So I'm going to take you a tour around the plane. I just wanted to show you what it was like at night first. You can see the fans whizzing around inside. Just want to show you the plane. You can see I've added the Jolly Rogers livery, which I think is the one that you would want to see. It's got the captain's name there, Bear Coher and DJ Landis, I don't know, whatever. And they're both having a good look around, ready to go. Okay, so first thing then, let's make the sun come up. This is real weather, it's just not real time. So this is real time. It's literally 5 o'clock in the morning here in San Francisco. So we're just going to increase that by maybe an hour or so, just so the sun's coming up. How's this? Let me get this moved out of the way. Yeah, so we are in the sea at the moment. As you can see, the sun's just coming up. Visibility isn't that great, is it? Maybe we should get a bit more daytime. So as we increase the time, you'll see the sun coming up. Whoa, okay, let's just take that easy. Visibility is pretty bad. Okay, let's see if we can get a METAR here, see if I can find out what's going on. I don't think there's... No, oh, is there going to be a METAR available from the carrier? No. Let's go to Half Moon Bay, which is 13 nautical miles. Okay. So... Oh, this is the visibility. Look at this. 0, 0, 0, 0. This isn't good. We can change this, though. I think I'd rather fly with visibility. This is real live weather, as it is outside of San Francisco right now. Okay, I think we better change the weather to something like this. I think I want to add a bit more clouds. It looks awesome. Look at the lighting on here. It just looks crazy good. Obviously, this is a flight sim I use for small planes and for flying things like the Airbus and Boeing and stuff like that. But it does have fighter jets, and you can download mods for carriers like what we have here. And I'll show you drone mode in a minute, but let's just get some different weather. Let's just get some broken clouds perhaps, or that doesn't look too bad actually, it looks quite nice. Try scattered. Okay, let's go scattered clouds. Now if I go into the aircraft, this is the cockpit, which maybe you'll recognize, I would imagine. Got the hook here for the aircraft carrier landing. I haven't attempted one of those yet. I'm pretty sure this should open the cockpit. I'm not familiar with this aircraft really, so how to unlock the door, I really don't, the canopy I should say, I don't know. I would imagine it does open. Yeah, I don't want to pull that in case in case I eject. No, you don't eject, but I don't know, I reckon there must be a way to open it, right? But because we're actually on a runway, so to speak, the engines are all powered up. I didn't have to go through the startup procedure. I don't know if there's... So intake ramps, all these buttons, they all work. They all work as they should. Fuel. And the wings will retract. There must be a button on here to control the wings, but the wings do retract automatically and come out automatically and stuff. So there's another set of carriers you can get where it's got the animated people walking around waving you, and you know, when you come in, when you land, and waving you in, and yeah, the whole deal. So if we go into drone mode, we can then pull out. I'll just increase the speed of the drone a little, and we can take this drone to wherever we want. So this is where we are. I think that's San Francisco over there, I would imagine. Now this carrier is freeware. You don't have to buy this carrier, it's free. But there is a paid option which includes crew on the carrier itself. But making a landing, oh boy. I don't know if I'd want to try it. Right, let's reset this drone camera because I can't be bothered to go back myself. Okay, we do have afterburners on this as well, which light up at the back, as you can imagine. If we go right into the back of the engines here, well, you can imagine, right? So, I think you can appreciate the plane looks pretty good. You know where the wings button is? I mean, it's not like you could tell me right now, but engine crank, throttle, this is fuel, landing gear. Kneel turn up, elevators. Okay, well, okay, just checking everything is working, and it is. Yeah, we'll get underway in a sec, don't worry. Master arm. I'm just looking to see where the wing is. Let me see if there's a checklist for this. Okay, there is. So, approach may be right for the wings. Wing sweep. Auto. Ah, there is a button. There is a button. Take me to it. Ah, that thing. So if I push this back... Oh, have I just unlocked it? I think. There we go. So, can I then... Oops. Oops. Okay, I can't seem to grab this. I can't grab it without grabbing the cover. Oh, go away! Yeah, I can't grab it without grabbing the cover. Oh, it looks... Yeah, there may be a key I can assign to the wings so that it makes them go to these different degrees, these angles. Right, you can close now. So we should be wings out. Okay. Right, should we try and get underway? I've flown this once, and I really made a balls up of the landing. I couldn't really do one. Not even on a Not even on a proper airport runway, so you can imagine me trying to do one on a fleet carrier. Fleet carrier? Sorry, that's Elite Dangerous. Airport carrier. Now, where is San Francisco main airport from here? God knows. There. So if we carry on going just straight in the direction we're facing right now, overland here, we've got the runway, the San Francisco airport. Oh yeah, I can see that happening. Not really, as if I'm going to be going in a straight line. All right, so I think in order to take off, I'm going to use maximum throttle, and then I have to press the button for the gear, the undercarriage, and then she'll take off from here. So let's do this. I'll punch up the throttle from here, and you can see, and then we'll just dive back in. Oh, where's the afterburners? There we go. Is this right? No. No. Alright. That didn't work. Let me reset and then we'll get back on. Okay, we're back. I think I know what I did wrong. So okay, so handbrake. Handbrake off, so yeah, the parking brake is off. Wheel brakes are on. Full power. And release. I just did this! I just friggin' did it. Anyway, we're up in the air. I just did a practice run before I came back to the video, and it worked. Okay, gear up. Cheek, what a cheek. So I'll show you, this is difficult flying it from the outside though, but... Woo! Oh man. Okay, let's back off the throttle a little. So I'm not quite going almost Mach 1. 500 knots. Right. The wings haven't gone in, but I'm assuming, I thought they did it automatically. There we go. Oh, we got vapor trails. Wow, look at this! Look at the sky. We've got a cloud layer above and one below, and that is San Fran down there. And yes, if I pull too hard, he'll black out, at least temporarily. So San Francisco, don't ask me where the Golden Gate Bridge is, I couldn't tell you. But it's here. Oh man, this thing descends so quickly. I'm gonna beep. Terrain, terrain. Look at the, is that vapor coming off the, no. I think it's just the trick of the light. Yeah, the occasional vapor when we get near the clouds. Okay, I'll try and do a roll. There's the runway behind us, look. It's a bit squidgy doing that from inside. Should we do a loop? Loop the loop? I've never done one of those. Do you go full power or do you back off? I'm gonna black out, am I? No. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, this is not a good time to black out. Too much pull. Okay, I don't know where I am now. Alright, we're climbing pretty extensively here, so I'm going to back off the power. We got ourselves a little bit high up. I don't know, what's the altitude on this? 40,000 was it? 40,000 feet? I suppose we can make a dive for the ground without obviously trying to hit the ground. I just want to get lower. I also have Concorde with this, and once you go past Mach 1 heading towards Mach 2, if you go outside with a camera outside and pan around to the front of the aircraft, you can't hear anything. It's just total silence, obviously because it's broken the sound barrier, and so you can't hear anything. I'm normally flying little Cessnas or Airbuses. I have done Gatwick to Gibraltar before in the Airbus A320 with about 100 and odd passengers. I don't normally fly fighter planes, to be honest. I've got a couple. I've got an F-14 Super Hornet. Is that right? That comes with the game. This one doesn't. This one is an add-on that you buy. Can you imagine me trying to land this? Let's have a look at the map, see where we are in relation to an airport. See, I don't know where the hell San Francisco is. Well, that's an airfield. There's an airfield there, but oh, there's San Francisco, look. But the orientation of the runway is okay. Let's see if we can make a beeline for it. Don't expect me to land this. I've not succeeded in doing that yet. But I need to scrub off altitude so I can then start concentrating on slowing the aircraft down. What do you think of the graphics? There's the airport. The graphics in Flight Sim are just crazy. Especially, I mean, you caught a glimpse of it before, but especially at sunset, sunrise situations. Man, does it look good. It just looks, sometimes you're looking out the window and it just looks so damn real. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to bring up an external application that you won't be able to see, little nav map, and I'll be able to see where my plane is in relation to the runway without having to have it on the screen here. At least I think I ran it. There we go. Yeah, that's the beep to tell me that I've double clicked it. Okay, so there's my plane. There's San Francisco Airport. Okay, so what we can do is we'll just bring the plane around. I'm just going to back the throttles up a little, try and get through the cloud here. There's the Golden Gate Bridge, look. And no, I'm not going to fly underneath it. Too risky. There she is. Bit of afterburn there. Okay. So let's do the turn. I don't know what heading I'm going to need to follow. I think I'd rather use the longer runway, to be honest. Which means I'm going to have to execute quite the turn here if I want to level up. Get it ready. So a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, something like yet. Bob Ross would say. So we're 3,700 feet. Don't want to get too low, but I'd like to get slow. So we're leveling off at 4,000 feet almost. Visibility just sucks, man. I don't know where all my lights buttons are, navigation lights and strobe lights, beacon lights. I don't know. So I won't be using those, I'll just leave things as they are. I will not be talking to air traffic control either, I'm just going to bring the thing in. Okay, so we're almost square with the runway now. So let's see if I'm turning it on time. Certainly don't want to climb. So I've got to get the gear down, the flaps down. If I do land this, it'll be my first one. So we should be lining up somewhere with the runway. But this plane, man, it moves so damn quick. Okay, there it is, you see it? I'm going to bring the gear down. Bring the throttles down. Now we have, I don't know if it's one runway or two. Flaps. Flaps are down now to reduce speed. Also makes the plane oh, flaps are not down. Does it have flaps? I was going to say it makes the plane more maneuverable at low speeds. Okay, I think judging by the way the aircraft, there you go. The flaps only came down at a certain speed. I was about to say, judging by the way the aircraft just tipped a little bit, I'm going to go for the left runway. It looks like the flaps did come out. We're too slow. We're too slow. I don't know what the approach speed of an F-14 is, you know, or the stall speed. But apparently, according to the lights, we're a bit too low, but we're okay. I'm sure pilots normally bring this in a little bit quicker, but for me, I'm quite happy like this. Oh, got a bit of wind. It's hard to control. I don't know whether there's wind here or what. Okay, so throttling back, flaring the aircraft. And afterburners, do we reverse thrusters, do we have them? I'm trying reverse thrust, but it doesn't look like we have. Now we need a taxiway. Let's get on to traffic control.
San Francisco ground, Rusty 2627, request taxi to parking.
Rusty 2627 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Delta Charlie.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Delta Charlie Rusty 2627.
Well, hopefully we'll get some green arrows on
San
the
Francisco ground southwest 700.
we'll get some green arrows on the runway now to tell us where to go.
Southwest
I don't see them
700 is cleared to Sky Harbor Airport as filed.
unless it's behind us.
Takeoff runway 28 left climb and maintain 8,000 feet.
Shouldn't be.
Departure frequency is 133.905 squawk 1704.
Ah. I don't know where they are. I'm gonna... Is that a taxiway?
Southwest 700
Doesn't look like it.
cleared to Sky Harbor Airport.
No, that's another runway.
Takeoff runway 28 left climb and maintain 8,000 feet.
I think we're gonna have to turn around.
120.9er squawk 1704.
Yeah, oh, there's a taxiway. I just friggin' missed it.
Southwest 700 read back correct. Contact ground on 121.8.
Okay, let's apply some of the... Let's apply the wheel brakes.
San Francisco ground southwest 700 requesting pushback. Southwest 700 pushback request accepted.
There's the arrows, you see, on the right. There we go. So we just follow those and get myself up. See the arrows on the runway there?
700 requesting the end of pushback.
So we're just basically going to follow those.
700 request to end pushback received.
Looks like this wasn't the taxiway. So there shouldn't be any other planes coming in because the air traffic control here has got us on the runway. They know where we are.
Ready to taxi. IFR.
So any other plane wanting to come in will have to just either wait or go around.
And hold short of runway 28 left. The taxiway Bravo Bravo 5 Alpha.
We're tuned into San Francisco now, so that's why we're getting a lot of chatter.
Contact tower on 120.5 when ready.
And when you're taxiing, you shouldn't really be going too quickly. So yeah, welcome to San Francisco. Doing this flight the other way, taking off from San Francisco Airport over to the carrier. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, because once you get on the carrier, of course, you've got the hook, which can hook onto the rope, and it just drags you to a stop, doesn't it, pretty much? So you kind of... going a bit too quick here. So you're kind of okay for stopping, really. Now I asked her to guide me to the or taxi me to the parking, as opposed to the gates. There's no point going to the gates because it's not like there's any passengers getting on board. I don't know, is it normal for the aircraft to taxi with the wings out, or would you swing them in to avoid hitting anything while you're taxiing? I don't know. Have a look around the corner here, see where we're going. So there's plenty of other planes here. I imagine San Francisco's a fairly busy airport. I've got quite a few planes for this sim, I can tell you. That little Grand Caravan there. I have the something called a 146, which is a nice plane. I can't remember the make of it though. One of the best ones, one of the most detailed, and when I'm talking detailed, I'm talking crazy detail. Like even the amount of revs, RPMs you put on the propellers determines how badly the cockpit inside and the dials all start to shake. It's crazy, and that's the Douglas DC-6. That thing is incredible. But if you want to see more videos, in fact, check out my YouTube channel. Did he tell us to stop? Or she? Looks like a she. Okay, we're good. We'll need to be a bit to my left, but we're alright. Now, shutting the plane down. Ha! I don't know. I guess all the engine stuff's over here. One way is to just kill the fuel supply. Right intake ramp. Stow. What do those do? Intake ramps. Maybe you know what those are. I don't know. Right, engine crank. That's the start. I need to kill the plane. So basically batteries and avionics need to be off. It might be easier for me to just look at the checklist for starting the plane up. Ooh, nav and GPS. That must change this down here perhaps. Displays. Declutter. TV. Okay. Push the Teletubbies. Spoiler and flap override. I guess you can adjust how the spoilers and the flaps are then straight away. Ah, master generator. Oh, is that switching them on? So I've never started this plane from cold before. Alright, let's have a look at the checklist. I want to just know where the battery and the generator switches are. Ah, there we go. Battery and avionics. Probably going to be close together. So the battery switch is there. Hood is off.
San Francisco ground, United 452I.
Shut her down, didn't I? Hood power switch, wing sweep, manual, throttle, engine start. Where is the... Oh, fuel valve switches. Here we go. Cut the fuel off. There we go. We just have to... Fuel shut off, you just pull it. Oh, and the lights. Oh, I mentioned before, didn't I, about not knowing where the light switches were. It's probably all labelled. You don't have to do this, of course. I could just exit right now, but it's kind of interesting to know where everything is. So we're looking for things like beacon, nav, strobe, canopy lock. There must be a way of opening this canopy. They wouldn't not put it in. They wouldn't not make it. What's this? Fuel, oh, of course, fuel shut off for the other side. Back to the checklist. So before starting the engine, canopy lock. Let's see if it shows us where that is. There we go. I don't know, does that mean I can open it now? Okay. There you go. Pilots have already gone for breakfast. Right, the lights. strobe light. Okay, so I reckon wherever the strobe light is, the other ones will be. Anti-collision, of course, same thing. But there's also the lights, panel lights, cabin lighting. Let me just go down here. Taxi lights. Take those off. Nav lights. There we go. Does that turn everything off? Yeah. The program I'm using to record steals about 10 frames per second, so might be a little bit iffy. Plus, I've got this huge airport here, so my old computer chip is trying to do its best. My CPU. I'm thinking about upgrading to a Ryzen 5700X. Because right now my GPU is being held back by my CPU by about 45%. Look at the lighting on the top here. But this is just, we're still in the morning time here. But if where's the sun? So the sun's kind of there. So if I was to switch over to perhaps this side, I suppose, we'll just have a play around with the time and the weather and stuff. So, guessing when we go up to sunset, it's going to be behind us. Yeah, it is. You should try flying at this time, putting the plane up in the sky at sunset. It's breathtaking, and even more so in VR. I've got a virtual reality headset, the HTC Vive. Man, flying VR, it's like when you lift off, even in a small plane like one of these, when you lift off initially, it's quite the feeling, you know, apart from the fact you don't feel it in your chair or in your seat. When you look out the wing, or sorry, look out the side, and then let's say you roll the aircraft a little bit, so you're dipping one wing down, it can, yeah, you feel it in your head, you feel it. But I don't get nauseous, I don't feel sick or anything like that. Right, let's bring it up to more this, and let's add a little bit of rain. Make it rain. It's going to get cold inside the aircraft. But if we go in, might be able to see the raindrops on the canopy if I can get to it. Yeah, probably should try and close it. I may need power to close the canopy though. Oh no, okay, it's closing. And we can lock it. And there's a ladder I could have brought out. Okay. So you can see raindrops. And if I'm flying fast, you'll see these rain droplets streak. You know, you know how they wobble. They'll just streak across the glass, just like you would expect in reality. Well, we've got snow, we've got pretty much anything you want. This is an amazing simulator. It really is. And I've got a few aircraft in this sim which are study level, which means like everything works, even all the fuses or circuit breakers as they're called. And there are planes where in mid-flight you can have one of the fuses pop, particularly in the Boeing 247D, which is a 1930s aircraft, navigates via Morse code. It's got fuses in there. Would you like to see it? It's got fuse boxes with the glass fuses, and they can pop while you're in flight, and you have to replace them with you've got like a box of spare fuses, and you can replace them. Let me show you while you're watching this then what's going on. So yeah, let me press escape. So I hope you enjoyed the F-14. Pretty effing cool. I'll skip all this. Okay, so before we get rid of the F-14, let me show you my profile, my hangar, and there she is. So I can change the livery here, but I'll keep it on the Jolly Roger one. There are other liveries. Let me show you the ones that, yeah. So we have that one. Looks like it has. So these are the fleet carriers. Sorry, it's because Elite Dangerous has fleet carriers. Yes, it's because the aircraft carrier. It's the aircraft carrier it belongs to, right? Saratoga. This one hasn't got anything on it. This is just the B version of the aircraft. There is an A as well, but I chose the B simply because it had the Jolly Roger livery, which I downloaded for it. And those hangar doors that you see the light from, they do open and close. Theodore Roosevelt. I do have the George Bush fleet carrier. I don't have it actually installed. I've got it disabled at the moment, but yeah. This. And then we have the Black Bunny, I think this is called. Commander Dean Crawford. Oh, Dean Crawford, I know who that is. That's the guy who made the plane. From DC Designs. I have another plane of his, DC Designs. I did one of his planes, I can't remember which one it was now. And he actually commented on my YouTube. Right, so let's go back. We want to change the aircraft now. Let's go to, let's choose Gibraltar right now, and we'll have real weather and all that stuff. So we'll go to Gibraltar and we'll start on a medium parking. So we can zoom in to Gib. There is an aircraft carrier out here as well. So, but here's Gibraltar, and see, you'll probably recognize there's Victoria Stadium, there's the roundabout, this is where you live. Multi-story car park, which actually isn't multi-story in the game. It's in the simulator. It's only single-story for some reason. Yeah, but it has got the cemetery as well. And I downloaded an add-on that somebody did the other day for the lighthouse, because the lighthouse wasn't actually there, even though they've got a point of interest here for it. And the mosque isn't there either. It's just, it looks like an industrial building. But yeah, so we'll start there and we'll pick. See, if I go to aircraft selection and pick jets. So we've got the Super Hornet, I've got the red arrows, Hawk with the red arrows liveries from 2021, from 2014, from 2011. The different squadrons. These are some of these liveries are third party that I've downloaded. These ones, Royal Saudi Air Force. This one, Battle of Britain. I've seen screenshots from Microsoft Flight Simulator, which there was one and it looked real. I mean, I thought it was real. It's crazy. And that was with this plane, the 146. Let me bring it up for you, this thing. I haven't actually got this one started from a cold start yet. I have to learn how to do that one. The one I fly the most is this one, the Airbus A320, the fly-by-wire version, because it's a lot more complete. And I've got all these liveries, EasyJet, I've got Alien versus Predator. But the one I use is British Airways. There's two here, both the same, except this one is dirty. So I tend to use that one. But yeah, if I'm flying out of Australia, I might use Qantas, or that's Austria. I might use Qantas. If I'm flying out of Gatwick, maybe EasyJet or something like that, or you know, whatever, there's Qantas. Right, so the plane I wanted to show you was the Boeing 247D. This is a 1930s plane, and it's incredible. It really is amazing. So let's go with the standard. If you look at this on YouTube, just go into YouTube and type Boeing 247D, and you'll see this livery here. I don't know whether I'll be taking off with it, but I want to show you the inside, the fuses. You can set it so that the fuses don't break, so the electrics don't, you know, pop a fuse. Because I had it set to on, so there was, you know, you could have it, fuses blowing, and I was in flight, and I thought, all right, let's bring it into land. Press the button for the undercarriage to come down. Nothing happened. No wheels. Shit. And of course it was a fuse. So I had to replace the fuse on the plane before I could, and then it worked. Obviously, if you've got no spare fuses left, which isn't a scenario, they'll just give you more. You can hand crank there's a lever where you can actually hand crank the landing gear down manually. So I wasn't totally screwed, but I ended up just replacing a fuse. But these aircraft are very sophisticated. Let me just pause the game while it's loading this. Okay, go back. I actually meant pause the video, not pause the game or the sim. So here we are in Gibraltar. There's the cranking handle to start the plane, because yeah, it's a pain to start. You have to nail it. You can crank the handle yourself to start the flywheel, but it's best to let the crew do it. But it's so tricky. I have done it a few times, managed it. I haven't done it manually, but I've done it with help. With your crew. You actually have a crew here. So here we are in the aircraft, and it's pretty basic, but it's true to life. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it started. It does have a roof, which you can pull back, unlock. It should open. Okay, there we go. So this is real life weather, real time. It's, for me, it's coming up to 2 p.m, so coming up to 3 p.m. in Gibraltar, Friday, the 6th of May. Right. I don't think you can... I don't think I'm going to be able to start this, because it's been a while since I've been in it. But there's two sets of fuses, so you got those in that box and those here. So this is for the radio, which is up here, Morse code radio, which you're actually listening for Morse code signals, so you can tell whether you're left of your direction you should be going in or right of your direction you should be going in. If we open the fuse box, if I can, there we go, and we'll dive in. I think I have a preset camera for this. Let me have a look. This is the interior. It's got a toilet as well. It's got a tap, and the soap dispenser works. See if I can... Hold on. Got little peepee holes as well, so we can spy on the stewardess. Okay. Yeah, it's not just a case of clicking on the handle. You literally have to turn the handle as well. So if we go back, all the lights work here. Each one. It's not on at the moment because there's no battery on I haven't turned the battery on. And the ashtrays all open. The clock's ticking. which I've never figured. I can't find the clock. I think it's in the cockpit, so I don't know why we're hearing it so much here. Don't forget, this is a 1930s aircraft, and if I can get into the crapper, everything opens here, like, you know, all the doors that, like, this does, you can see everything here. So we're in the bog. In Concorde, you can actually lift the lid up and it flushes, and watch this. Right, that was me making the sound. I don't think we'll be allowed to open this door from the inside now. So let's close. So obviously when you come out, you have to say, I would give that 10 minutes if I were you. And then, I can't even close it fully. I haven't fully closed it, so. Or have I? Oh yeah, okay, I did. Don't think you can get to the fire extinguisher. Right, let's whiz back to the cockpit. Now, as for outside, so we have a tablet. I just need to remember how to engage the tablet. You can open this just to make it super noisy when it starts up. Tablet. Oh, okay, it's not a tablet, it's this. So we got the clipboard. So we do have staff, crew, let's say crew, yeah. And you can add people into your plane, right? Fuel it up. You've got to make sure your oil is topped up, and not just that, you have to make sure that you have the right type of oil, because there's 4 different types of oil you can put in this plane depending on the temperature of the country you're in. So we've got wheel chocks, passenger stairs, passenger door opening, baggage, loading platform, front cargo, rear cargo, everything open, right? So it'll take a little bit of time for the crew to do everything here, but it'll even open the nose. We can put mail bags in there. See that it doesn't just happen in real time. The crew does it bit by bit. So there's the stairs. I've got other planes where you can see the fuel cap coming off the wing and stuff like that, and you can take the whole engine apart as well. So if I make it so, so I do all the stuff up here, then I click make it so, and it prepares everything. Wind up the flywheel. No. So in order for maintenance, see electrical failures for the fuses and engine malfunctions, I've got them off. So as for the engines, if we look, I'll try and do it from here, and I start removing engine parts. Okay, one more. There we go. Okay, so now everything just animates to the floor, and probably best to show you this from the drone so we can get a bit more zoomed in. Let me see if I can slow the drone down a little bit. Okay, you can see where the cranking handle goes. It goes in there and it winds up the flywheel, and then you've got that rusty ring around the engines, so you can maybe appreciate the detail here. I had to, when this plane came out, I had to buy it. Alright, ease off. Me voy para comer. Bueno, adiós. Adiós. Sorry. Right, okay. Yeah, so you have to make sure that the engines are properly maintained and stuff like that. And some of the aircraft I have got a persistent state, like this one, where if you don't switch things off, like the batteries, and you don't reset the switches, the next time you come into the aircraft, well, maybe your battery will be flat, you know. All right, so fuel, we've got half tanks, 1 stewardess, 2 pilots. I think we're good. So we'll make it so. So this guy's doing this. Heinrich Ayler. I've even got a plane, a Junkers 52, JU-52, which was, and I've got the livery of the plane that Hitler used to use. Well, let's get rid of the wheel chocks. Let's close all of the doors. We'll keep the ladders there for now because we need to wind up the flywheel. Now, I'm probably not going to get this plane started, but yeah, we'll give it a go. I have to try and remember. So, okay, let's get the mixture max. Let's get the propeller revs max. Throttle control, I want to add around an inch or so like that. What have I just... Now, carburetor heat, oil shutter lever. I don't think I need to adjust those. Did this just twiddle? Oh, okay. So, yeah, the fuses, where are we? Let me see if I can... I'm sure I've made it. There we go. If you look at the fuses, they're all working. But if not, you can just clip one out and put one in. Nothing goes here. As you can see, it says unconnected. But you take these fuses out, like the avionics and the radio, it's not going to work. Like, there's a fuse for the landing gear. Take it out, and you won't have a landing gear. Simple as that. It won't come down. Let me find the fuse box for the other one. There it is. This is the manual hand crank for the undercarriage for the gears. Alright, so we have to unlock the fuse box, and then we can open it. Right? So we have the generator. So if I take this fuse out, the plane ain't going to start now. No chance. These are all the spare fuses. As you can see, I take it out, it adds it to the spare. Once you run out of spare fuses, you'll get a little tin box down here that contains new spare fuses. But these all do like navigation lights, landing lights, mostly lights. But then you've got the gear motor. That's the one that blew on my flight, and I couldn't get the gear down. So yeah, during flight you have to come down here and make sure you haven't blown a fuse, because it can happen during flight if you have the option set. Okay, now let me try and remember how to start this plane. I'm going to get rid of the yoke just for now. So, battery power on. I'm not going to be able to manage this, I don't think, but we'll see. Engine distributor to both. We're going to put fuel tank on auxiliary, I think, just to get the engine started. I can roll. Then we want the master ignition switch down. Let's try and start the left engine first. So I'm going to put the magneto switch to both. Actually, I can probably do both here. Right, so now up here, we want to change the engine selector to, let's try again, to left. And primer valve on. So we prime the engine 3 times or 4 times because we want to get, do we have a wobble pump? Right, so the wobble pump puts fuel pressure in. So this is the fuel pressure here. We want to get it somewhere between 3 and 5. And then we can start cranking the engine over. So let's prime. 1. Oh Jesus, that was terrible. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hope that's enough. Bring the checkboard down. And wind the flywheel, please. Oh, actually don't. Oh, I didn't. Let me try and wobble some pressure in. You can see the needles going up, maybe. Okay, I'm just trying to maintain fuel pressure now. Do we have it? cranking outside the plane. See? It just won't do the bloody thing. It's so hard to do. I don't know what. You can see the dial going up here. Nada. Let me switch the fuel selector. It's so flipping difficult to get fuel pressure in. I don't think I've missed anything in terms of fuel. It's not wobbling. No, I haven't missed anything. I don't know. It's so difficult. I can get it started via the cheap method, just Control E, which will start it. Switch to left, engine, camera. Oh, that's to do the flywheel manually, where you can turn the lever. I don't know. I'm building up fuel pressure here. The magnetos are switched on. Engines are on. The petrol tank or the fuel tank is set. Throttle. I don't know, maybe we can add a bit more throttle. Okay. Let's wobble that fuel pressure in again. Okay. Go. I don't know if I need to prime again. Even when you're doing it right, yeah, there's no guarantee the engines are going to start first time. Like everything's set correctly here. Main fuel gauge, left engine, manifold pressure gauge left, primer is on, everything's good. That's the temperature gauge. That looks like a mouse. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's pump some pressure in. Last go, otherwise I'm going to just do it the cheat way. Got some good fuel pressure there. Let's try Control E. I don't even think that works. For this one that I had set to both, let's set the distributor to the left only, so we can just concentrate on the left engine. Now I know it says fuel 0, but there's a way to gauge that. If I go to the left engine, pull, it tells me how much fuel's in the left engine there, and then that says how much fuel's in the right engine. See? So we have fuel. Okay, so we've primed. It's told you, these planes are so damn realistic. Crazy. I think this is, it's harder to start this than the real one. See, because we switched to left, we're only getting this dial going up now. I don't know. The only way is to start the plane on the runway, so the engines are already powered up. I cannot get this thing powered from cold dark. I've watched other people do it. Sometimes they don't even get it going first time, second time. But it needs to start up at some point. I'm just going to go full throttle now. Maybe we can fire it up that way. Taking the piss a bit, isn't it? Let me close the window because it's super noisy. One more go. It won't work, but we'll do it again anyway. A lot quieter now the window's closed. So there you go. Never mind. Next. Right, we're back. So, different plane. Cessna 414, another plane I bought. We should get this one started nicely. Do a quick lap around jib. Shouldn't have any problems with this one. Again, this one, doors open. It's got full interior modelling, everything. Quite luxury. Went for the this is a different interior than normal. You can unlock the door. You've got the top bit that opens and the bottom bit that opens as well. If you want to have a game of cards, you can bring your table out. You've got your little cup holders, all nice and cool. You want to add another seat, you can. This one slides forward and another seat pops in behind. We can just walk across here. Unlock the door and push it open. And similarly this one. You know, people have to get inside. Right, let's get this thing fired up. I just hide the yoke because this might be. I don't think there's any switches behind here that I need. So props up, mixture up, fuel. I want to, throttle. I want to get it pretty much up there. Otherwise, the engines won't quite turn over. So similar principle then. Left tank. We want the fuel set to that one, and right main for the right tank. This is an easy plane to start in by comparison. And just pull the window open. Oh, it does have also an iPad, which we can. I can close that door now. There we go. And we've got, for maintenance, we've got those. I can even show you the co-pilot. All right. So outside then, you can see we've got engine, and this is the one with the fuel cap that sits off there. We can zoom in, see the fuel on there, and then you've got the oil, I think, for checking the oil. I think in there, yeah. So you've got all of that. Oh, it's reservoir, oil doors, yeah. Oil doors and hydraulic reservoir, fuel caps, all that stuff. Pitot covers and tie downs, plugs and chocks. So you can see now the engine is blocked. We've got the chocks, the tie downs on the plane just to keep it anchored. Right, let's get rid of those. Then we've got the plane config and the wind. This is good, that's for the wind. So anyway, I don't think we're going to need this. And on this pad, the battery will drain after a couple of hours. So you have to recharge the battery, replace battery up there. But if I click on the camera, we can hide it and then the battery won't go down. Right, so let's open the window then again, and we'll be able to hear the plane start up better. Okay, so this is a nice easy start. Right, so we need battery, alternators on, avionics on. This should be registered to me. Oh, actually, no, it's a different system. I've got 3 different sets of navigation equipment for this plane. The old original one, this one, and then a more advanced one on top of that. Okay, so taxi lights, nav lights, anti-collision lights on. Magnetos for the left engine on. In fact, let me just use the left throttle. We're just going to start the left engine to begin with. Alright, so fuel pump on low. I'm going to prime it. We probably don't need to prime it because we've got the fuel pump running, but we will anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and start. Okay, bring the revs down on the throttle there. We've got a good start. And now let's do the right hand engine. So, magnetos on, fuel pump on low, prime, 2, 3, 4, and start. Bring the throttle back. Cool. Close the window. Lock it. Now, can I turn around here? I don't think so. No, I'm going to have to push back. I'm going to pull the throttles back all the way down. Not absolute minimum. I do want a little bit of pressure. Okay. I'm going to go with pushback. I think I want to take off from that side, right? So I'm going to steer the tug, which you can't see on this one. Normally there's a tug, but I'm going to need to steer to my right. Yeah, normally there's a tug pushing the plane backwards, especially on the Airbus, but there it is. It doesn't work on the small aircraft sometimes. There's the aircraft carrier, look. Haha! Okay, so let's hold. We can taxi the rest of the way. I'm not going to contact air traffic control. I'm just going to go out and get this done. All right, so controls are free. Yep. Okay, we're ready. We'll have a little pop round the lighthouse and see if we can land it. So taking off runway 27. Flaps into position 2, I think, because it's a fairly short runway, so I'm going to use position 2. There's Lathbury Barracks. Al Jazeera's over there. Yes, it does have the refinery. Alright, we are ready to go, ready for takeoff. Oh, it's got the storage units at the back here for suitcases as well. So you can actually put suitcases in the back. You can just add that. It's pretty good. Oh, before we take off, let me see if I can show you. I go to weights and balances here, and we go to passenger number 7. Oh, it's such a big window. Let me shrink it down a little bit. So, passenger 7. Let's say he weighs 200 pounds. Watch this. See? Adds another seat. 7th passenger. And if I decide I don't want this fat bastard in my plane, then I can remove. It should put the seat back to normal. It does. It does. I just sometimes, there we go. Okay. Fuel, we're fine. Good on fuel. Alright. Some planes, when you add passengers, you literally see them there. There's people actually sat there, animated. Some are they animated? No, maybe not. Anyway, let's go. So we got flaps 2. Do we? I thought we did. Yeah, we do. Flaps are underneath. Okay. So brake off, wheel brake on, add some power, and release. Okay, it's pulling to one side because it's propeller plane, so it does pull to counter the. You've got to, because of the rotation of the propellers. Power. Oh, it's a little bit wavy. And rotate. Positive climb, so gear up. Concentrate on the flying first, get ourselves up where we're supposed to be. Oops, this way. Harbour views is flat, look. Looks like Africa is available. There's the lighthouse. So I'm now going to just pull back on the mixture just a little. Bring the prop speed down a tad. Now this is an add-on, this lighthouse. It doesn't have the golf ball, the big satellite golf ball thing on the rock. That's not around. And there's a woman exercising on the top of the lighthouse here. Now let's pause. Yeah, look at the mosque. It's an industrial building. So the detail on this lighthouse is pretty good. The house is wrong, but they only added the lighthouse. But even down to the plaque here, something placed by Adelaide Queen Dowager. Queen Dowager? I don't know. And then there's this. But up here we've got some tart. The lighthouse doesn't light up at night either, but you can get working lighthouses in the game. what she's doing up here. Maybe that's Sue. Anyway, where are we? We're up there. We better we better get back. So yeah, there the aircraft carrier is off the coast of Jib, so I think it's this one. Yeah, that's it. That's the aircraft carrier. And you can also download vessels as well, so you can have ships and stuff, yachts and whatnot. There's a ship. Spain. So we could go to Malaga if we wanted to, but I don't want to make this video too long because it's too many gigabytes to upload. But if you look on my YouTube channel, Rusty Dog, there's plenty of flight simulator videos. Nice view, eh? Maybe looks, guys, massive. It makes me look like a dwarf. Oh, yeah, okay, that's my fault. See, I'm not lined up with the runway properly. It's difficult when you haven't got a flight plan. Those buildings in La Linea there, they'll come into a lot more detail when we get closer. But I think I'm actually going to come out this way. And I can sit a bit higher if I want to. No, the seat's completely adjustable. Sticking around 600 feet here. 700 feet actually. I'd rather descend actually because I want to try and line up the runway. I need to be quite a way out so that I've got time to line it up once I'm facing it. That makes sense? That's just me. That's just a warning to let me know that I am throttling down too much. Okay, I don't know if I can get slowed down quick enough. I'm on maximum flaps. I'll try and get it slowed down. And we are a little high, so that's gonna, me descending's gonna keep the speed high, which is not what you want coming into Jib. We've got 4 white lights, which means we're too high. We need 2 red and 2 white. There we go, that's perfect. And now I'm completely throttled down, and we're just going to flare the aircraft. Welcome to Gibraltar. So yeah, I've got normal propeller planes, turboprops, you name it. A bit too quick, bit too quick. Un poquito rapido, coño. I've stopped all the traffic. I'm coming across the runway. Venga, beep beep. That's what they should have, is sound effects of just car horns beeping. Venga, coño. There's the road. There's the thank you for visiting Gibraltar and Eroski's, if it's still there. I don't know. Petrol station. We need to slow down, we're going away too quickly here. We'll pull in over to the parking area here. Because we've got a private plane. Donde está everybody? Okay, and to shut this down, we can either just cut the fuel or cut the mixture down. Pull these levers down, that'll cut the engines. Or we could have turned off magnetos, turn off the fuel pump. And then reset the fuel dials back to off. Oops, wrong one, there we go. Battery off, alternators off, avionics. Can you hear the engine ticking with the heat? That's pretty cool. Yeah. What do you reckon? It's alright, isn't it? Yeah. Got the visor, which you can move down, obviously, to thing me. And you've got the extend. You know, it depends where the sun is, I suppose. Really, it can help. Sometimes the sun gets right in your face. Alright, well there we go. There's plenty of other planes in this sim, like, you know, Concorde and stuff. But that would make for a huge video. I will be doing a Concorde video at some point, live stream, where I'm going to be actually flying it from Heathrow to JFK. That's going to be a lot of fun. Do we let the people out, the imaginary people? So we want, and we'll get the nose doors open as well, and the lockers, so you can see everything. Where did he come from? Fucking typical. So yeah. Now watch. Oh yeah, fuck off. Right, so inside here you'll see there's nothing. But, and this is a big but. Right, so if we go to locker nose and we add, say, I don't know, what does a suitcase weigh? Let's say 25 kilos, so let's say 50 pounds, not 500, you do it between. See? Luggage has been added. If we add more, let's try 150. It adds, oh, did you see the plane go down? The nose went down. And if the weight is at the front like that, you have to adjust the pitch wheel here, the pitch trim, to trim the rudder out. Not the rudder. Elevators, ailerons, whatever. The flappy bits on the back. These. You've got to trim that so that the front of the plane's not constantly trying to point down because you've got weight in the back. But we can also counter it by putting a suitcase in the back here. So locker wing left, let's add a suitcase in there. And you can add one on the other side as well. I wonder if it will work with £30. There you go. And now we can close those doors. You've got all these different states as well, cold and dark. And then you've got ready for takeoff, stuff like that. GPU is the external power. You've got a little generator. Normally it's a truck that plugs you in, and it just gives you external power, you know, so you can power systems in the aircraft without using up your battery. It's like a little flymo, so let's get rid of him. Yeah, pretty good. And this is the Cessna 414A Chancellor plane. Neat, huh? And all the lights work. So obviously they're not going to work because I haven't got the battery on. But now you see it. And then when there's a light here, which is kind of cool, this one. So then you've got like panel lighting, which you would turn the lights on for night, and then all these white buttons here, they're all sliders for how much lighting you want. So if I went to nighttime, okay, so it's just coming up to 2 o'clock in the morning now. Let's take these spotlights off. Okay. There's some aircraft that really look awesome at night time. There's one called a Magister. I think it's a French plane called a Magister, and it lights up at night beautifully. All the front is blue, the side consoles are all lit up in red. It just looks amazing. Turn off the battery and all the lights go. I've got a little torch, and if I turn off my torch, yeah. And then of course you have Gibraltar at night. Let me reset. I need to reset that because it's all skew whiffed. So let me just go up. But yeah, La Linea, right? Yeah. La Linea. And Gibraltar. Anyway, yeah, it's going to go on forever otherwise. We've already got an hour and a half. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Catch you on the next one. Bye.